Alright, we've got a Futaba 12Z here. A quick little history on the 12Z. They've done something different on the 12Z and the 14 than they've done in the past. Their channel assignments and how they send them out are different. With the Throttle Jockey on here, you're going to want to use channel 123789, any one of those four, 123789. You can use that for your throttle. And for the auxiliary control, you can use 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. So you just pick where you're going to use, pretty much depending on what receiver you have. This one here where I'm using, we just have a little 8-channel receiver. Throttle's on 3 and the aux is on 5. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. And first thing you're going to want to check is you want to try to keep your throttle endpoints as close to 100 as possible. And you want to set your channel that's controlling auxiliary, since it's a Futaba, you want to set that at 90 and 90. So let's go ahead and check that, and let's see here, let's go to endpoint and over here to throttle we do have 100, and governor, it's on channel 5. It's set as governor right now, but we're going to temporarily change it over to just an auxiliary channel. I'll show you that here in a second, but let's go ahead and change these down to 90 and 90. There we go. Go back out of there, and let's go check our throttle curve also real quick. Let's make sure we've got 0 to 100 on our in normal mode, because we're going to do the calibration with this thing in normal mode. And it is 0 to 100. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we want to change that governor allocation on channel 5 over to one of the mini aux designations they have. So let's go ahead and go back here. Let's go to function. And let's go down to 5 that we have the Throttle Jockey aux is plugged into channel 5. You can see here they default on this one as governor, null control. We're going to want to have it on governor and press the button here. Let's just scroll down. Just select any one of the auxiliaries. It doesn't matter. There we go. So now that's auxiliary. Just to enter and exit out of calibration mode, any switch. I'm just going to switch, do switch D here. So we're going to click over to control here, and instead of null, we're going to select switch D. There we go. Return out of that. Okay, so now it's auxiliary. This one just happens to be auxiliary 4. Control is switch D. We can verify that real quick. We can just go to servo monitor, and we're looking at channel 5 here, and when we flip the switch, we are seeing that go from high to low, and it is plus and minus 90. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn the Rev Max or Throttle Jockey setup on this is exactly the same between the two. The only difference is the Throttle Jockey is going to support the super servo mode when you're at high stick and you have the yellow LED. Rev Max does not support that. It's not needed. Okay, back to this. So let's get out of here. Let's return. We'll go to our home screen. When you first turn this on, you're going to see a real fast flash of the yellow and red LED. Here, I'll just give you a little preview of that right there. As soon as those go off, that's when you're going to want to flip your switch D from the high position it's in right now to the low position and count to 3, and then you'll see a fast flashing green LED. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to turn this on. There is a flash. Oh, whoops, look at here, I don't have the RF section turned on. Okay, dang radio, there we go. Let's turn that on. Let's try this again. Okay, it's on, it's off, there we go. Flash. Now we've got our fast flashing green LED here. Throttle stick is low. We're in normal mode. We're going to go to a high stick and it turns yellow. Going to go back down to low stick and it turns green. Pretty simple, basically. We're done there. All you need to do to exit out of here is we're just going to go back up to high position. There you go. This thing is now calibrated. You can see when you get above a 25% output on the throttle channel, we do get a green LED. Next thing we want to do, we want to go back to that function screen, and now we want to activate the governor control. So let's go back to that. So let's go down to function, scroll down to our channel 5. It's on auxiliary right now, so we're going to go and we're going to select governor and not governor 2. We just want governor 1. So let's go ahead and select that, and it wants to be double sure we do that. And for control, we're going to use flight mode control. So up here we want to select switch E. So go ahead and press that button and go over to switch E. And on this one, make sure you do it for each switch position. So we're going to go, because I switched that, now it's gone. Okay, so we're going to say switch E. And now we're going to idle up 1 at switch. Okay, we are in group, so it knows to keep that on all the time, or off all of the switch positions. Okay, so let's back out of that. So now governor, we're set up on switch E. So let's go ahead and get out of this screen. And one more time. And let's go to the model menu. So now we've turned the governor function on. So now we're going to go to the governor function. There it is. Let's select that. Alright, on this screen, that's where we're going to tell it which switch positions are on and which switch positions are off. And we already told it that switch E is going to control everything. The activation on this one is on. If it's a new radio setup on this, I'll just go over here real quick. This thing is going to be sitting as INH. For each switch position, you're going to want to turn that on and hit the button. Go to each switch position, change from INH to on, and push the button. Make sure you're doing that for throttle hold, normal, idle up 1, and idle up 2. The other thing to watch here is on the group, you don't want it to all act the same no matter where this is at. You want it to be in a single mode, so make sure you scroll down here and take that from GRP to single, and that's another thing you'll have to do for each flight mode. It's going to be on GRP, take it to single, and hit the button. So now we can see that in each flight mode we have settings. So now that we can check and make sure that we are getting control of the governor by looking at the green LED. So right now we have 50%. 50% in this radio equals disabled. So if that thing is at 50%, no matter what stick position we have, we're not going to get a green LED. We can verify that by scrolling over to here. And on this one, it's I believe it's 52.5 or 53. 53. So from 53 to 100 is your control points for your head speed. So now that we can see that it is enabled. Some people like to fly with it not enabled in flight mode normal and just have it in idle up 1 and idle up 2. That's how we'll set it up for this one. So let's go ahead and go back down to 50%. So we are in normal mode. We have no green LED, so it is disabled. We're going to click into idle up 1. This one is on 62, so we do see our green. We've got a V curve on this one. Oh no, I don't have that set up on a V curve on this one, but now it is active. And if we go to idle up 2, we're going to go to a different setting for that. Let's say 73. So we got 73% on that, 60 on that one, and 50. So it is on in idle up 1, on in idle up 2. If we go to throttle hold, it shuts it off as it should. 50% is on throttle hold, so that's your disable. So this thing is disabled in normal mode, and idle and throttle hold overrides all that and shuts it off no matter if it's on or off. It's going to take it to an off state. Actually pretty simple setup on that. You can go to the calculator on our modelavionics.com to come up with your percentages into your gear ratio, this radio, and those values and the head speed you want, and it will come up with a percentage for you.